Hey, so I'm Shivay Lamba. I currently work as a DevRel at Couchbase, which is a NoSQL database company. Yeah, so I think there are a lot of similarities between KubeCon India and KubeCon North America, which is actually a great thing because this is, of course, the first ever KubeCon in India. And a lot of the different features, for example, the talks and the schedule, and of course, the sponsor showcase, a lot of it feels very familiar, but of course, with an Indian taste to it or an Indian accent to it. I think the best part about KubeCon India has been the food. Normally, especially for Indians, we don't really do well with the pastas or the dry salads. But getting good Indian food has been wonderful here, and I think like a lot of people are really happy for that. But I think it's in general a good way for a lot of the different developer communities like the KCD communities here in India to come together and really celebrate open source and cloud native, because of course as we know that India is one of the top contributors in the CNCF landscape and in general in open source as well. So it's a lot easier for a lot of folks to come here and collaborate together in the Indian ecosystem. So I think it's a massive win for the Indian cloud native community, and we are seeing a lot of healthy distribution of students but also industry professionals. I randomly met with the head of engineering from Goldman Sachs over here. So you just see that adoption of cloud native and Kubernetes is on the rise in India, and we are seeing those trends where we are now having conversations around observability. So Signals as a company is like doing really great. They're working with a lot of Indian clients as well to adopt observability into their Kubernetes environments. So it's definitely on the rise. Yeah, I think like the biggest industry trend is that now we are moving away from bare metal or servers that were deployed on VMs to more and more companies identifying that yes, Kubernetes is a really good viable solution. So both whether you talk about private cloud or public cloud, and then of course AI is huge. Observability as a domain we saw in KubeCon North America as well. There is a dedicated section with almost 20-30 companies just doing observability, and it's here to be seen as well. But of course platform engineering is also really huge. There are a lot of companies that are now building internal tooling on top of Backstage and other such open source projects. So I think platform engineering, observability with open telemetry, they are some of the biggest growing trends, of course, apart from just native Kubernetes adoption.